Hello, welcome to the fourth screencast in a series showcasing the WHO UNICEF JMP database. These screencasts are aimed at people who have a basic knowledge of the JMP indicators and an interest in data analysis. In this video, we're going to look at how to create grids containing multiple charts. Okay, let's get started. Let's begin by creating a custom chart for Sudan. So we'll create a ladder chart. And we'll select Sudan. Okay. We'll only show basic services. Okay, so we now have a ladder chart giving an overview of the basic service levels in Sudan in 2015. We can compare this to how Sudan's region is performing by adding a new chart. So we'll add a new chart. We'll also select a ladder chart. And this time, SCG regions, Western Asia and Northern Africa. And also only show basic services. And we'll finish editing. And let's add the data labels as well. We can now see that in comparison to its region overall, Sudan has lower coverage of basic water, sanitation and hygiene services. Okay, let's say we only want to compare drinking water. So let's edit the chart again and deselect sanitation and hygiene, and then we'll edit the other chart and do the same. Okay, we can also add a different chart type to our grid. So let's add another chart, and this time we'll add a trend chart. Change again the country to Sudan. And we'll change the measure to drinking water. The title in the toolbar section clearly states that this is a trend chart in case we're unsure. Let's add another chart to see how Sudan ranks within its region. Okay, so add a chart. We'll select a ranked chart this time. And we'll change the region to SDG regions, and Western Asia and North Africa. And for this we'll select the bottom 10 as well. If we finish editing, we can see Sudan is ranked last for basic and safely managed drinking water coverage in Western Asia and Northern Africa. It's also worth mentioning that you can't add more than 4 charts to a grid. The button is grayed out and no longer clickable. Okay, let's say we no longer want the regional ladder, but want to look at inequality in Sudan instead. We can easily remove a chart from the grid and replace it with another. So if we click on the trash, remove this chart, and then plus to add a new chart, this time inequality, and we'll change the country to Sudan, and we'll finish editing. Now that we have created our grid, we are ready to download or share it with others. We have a few options here. We can download it as an image, just say yes, save, let's just open that up, that looks good. We can save the URL and share that. I clicking on this button here. So if I just copy that, click OK, and then open a new tab, we get the same grid. And lastly, we can download the data in each individual chart as a CSV by clicking on this button here. Let's just check that. Okay. Okay. Screencast 5, Downloading Data, covers this in more detail and shows other data files you can download. So do check that out as well. Finally, before we finish, it's worth pointing out another helpful feature. If you want to view one of the charts on its own, or take one of the charts and start adding others to it, click the Edit in New Grid button. So let's say we want to compare Sudan's ranked position in its region to its region's ranked position in the world. Okay, so we'll edit in New Grid. So you can now see that we have the same chart as before, but in a new grid. So let's add the second chart to compare it to. So again, another rank chart. This time we will rank regions and SDG regions. And we'll finish editing. So we can see that Western Asia and Northern Africa is ranked 4th lowest for basic and safely managed drinking water coverage among the Sustainable Development Goal regions. That concludes our tour of how to create your data dashboard. In this video, we have seen how to add multiple charts to the same grid, flick between charts, remove charts, save grids, and start again with one chart in a new grid. Please check out the other videos in this series to see how you can get the most out of the JMP data tool.